Many of us have faced adversity from our past, often beginning in our family of origin. In our next talk, Marion Emmert shares the impact that kindness and encouraging words can have to lift spirits, motivate, and even change the trajectory of someone's life.
My story is about a little girl I knew a long time ago. She was born and raised in Germany, in a family that seemed very functional and very happy and wholesome on the outside, but was in fact very toxic and abusive behind closed doors. The little girl had a speech defect, and her mother never let her forget that she was a disappointment to her, that she was dumb, and that she would never amount to anything. It made the little girl feel sad. The tongue has no bones, but is strong enough to break a heart, so be careful with your words. When she was 7 years old, the little girl and her sister were allowed to pick out a new dress. She selected a red dress to match her little sister's dress. But her mother was angry at her because she wanted her to select a different color and retaliated against her by shunning her and not speaking to her for 6 weeks. The little girl was crushed and never made another independent decision as a child again. Not long after, her parents divorced, and her father and sister, who had been her only support, moved far away, and left her alone with her mother. In 1980, the now 16-year-old girl's mother remarried and moved her to Texas to live with her and her new husband. Unhappy in her marriage, the mother began drinking heavily, and the abuse escalated. The girl felt trapped, hopeless, and fell into a deep, deep depression. And as you probably know by now, that little girl was me. Then one day, a caring neighbor witnessed the abuse and decided to intervene. She offered me shelter and safety and told me that I had choices and didn't need to stay in such an abusive environment. She encouraged me to create a life away from my mother, and her compassion, encouraging word gave me the hope that I needed. When my mother's marriage ended, I made the difficult decision to walk away from my family and begin a new life for myself at the age of 17, ending the cycle of abuse. My mother returned to Germany, and I stayed in Texas, where I found work, a great place to live, and earned my American high school diploma at night school. My very first instructor saw value in me, and for the first time in my life, someone told me I was smart. She took the time to teach and encourage me and persuaded me to pursue a college education. This amazing teacher reached out to me, a young immigrant, and filled me with hope and inspiration and helped me see what I could not see within myself, instilling a lifelong passion for learning. In 1985, I moved to Maryland, started college, married, and had 2 children. Unfortunately, as most survivors of abusive homes, I married someone with familiar traits from my childhood family of origin. And feeling helpless and trapped, once again, I endured physical and emotional abuse for 6 long years before I was able to escape with my children. I lost my home and my belongings, and I felt defeated. I wanted to belong somewhere to someone, but I had no one and nowhere to go. Then, a friend invited me to church, where I found acceptance and friendship in my church community and no longer felt forgotten. Here I learned to reframe and change how I think and live in a place of gratitude. But most importantly, I learned to place my faith in God. I will never forget when Sandy, a successful career woman at my church, said, "Marion, someday you too will soar." Her inspiring words gave me renewed confidence, courage, and the desire to persevere. And in 1999, a part-time job at a community college changed the direction of my life and set me on the path to a career in higher education. My supervisor, Val, had complete trust in my abilities and pushed me beyond my self-imposed limitations toward new projects and assignments. During the 11 years I worked for Val, she guided and challenged me, even invited me into her own home for the holidays, and wrote me a personal letter of encouragement during a particularly difficult time of my life. Thanks to Val's friendship and leadership, I gained tremendous amount of confidence in my own abilities and felt prepared to take on new goals. So, a few years later, in 2005, my children and I built our very own home. 5 years later, I remarried and accepted a position at UMBC. For a moment, life seemed perfect. But everything changed in 2015 when I was diagnosed with breast cancer. Shockingly, my husband told me he found me repulsive. Yes, repulsive. And he left me. My world was shattered. I was devastated. But my coworkers lifted me out of my despair. They gathered around me, showered me with cards and flowers during my recovery, and celebrated my return by decorating my entire cubicle with pink heart gift wrap. Awesome. The love and support they showed me aided in my recovery and helped me move past this painful part of my life. While my story has many difficult moments, I am profoundly grateful for the gifts I've received and the skills I've gained from this adversity. The blessings and belief in my potential that came from extraordinary teachers, co-workers, neighbors, strangers, even bosses. All who saw value in me before I saw it in myself. Their encouragement, advice, and leadership influenced and shaped the path of my life. And I am forever changed by my church family who welcomed me with open arms and open hearts and taught me the significance of community, gratitude, and forgiveness. These caring, nurturing individuals helped me rise above my circumstances by showing up, challenging, teaching, inspiring, and believing in me. Their guidance and encouragement uplifted me, gave me hope, and helped me overcome tremendous challenges, which in turn helped me become the resilient woman I am today. We all encounter adversities and challenges during our lifetime, and we all need encouragement. Encouragement instills hope, builds confidence, and courage, and can save someone's life. It's not difficult, doesn't take much time, doesn't cost a thing, but it makes a huge difference. We're all able to encourage and uplift one another and make a positive difference for people around us if we choose to. One kind word can change someone's entire day. Here are a few words we can build encouragement into our daily interaction. Smile. It's contagious, reduces stress, it can make someone feel that they matter. Positive words, even a simple greeting, can brighten someone's day and lets them know that they're seen, as my supervisor, Dreamer, has done often for me. A simple card, written note or letter, can make someone feel remembered and special. Again, Dreamer did that for me. Now it's your turn. Can you think of someone who could use your encouragement? perhaps a coworker, spouse, a neighbor, or a child. You'll never know what people are going through, and you can't always see their pain. Pay attention. So, what's stopping you?